Every time you walk down a supermarket aisle, your brain is making hundreds of tiny decisions, some logical, some emotional, and many that happen in less than a second. But what if I told you one of those decisions might come down to something as small as a cap? I'm Jordan and you're watching Unpacked, the home of packaging innovation, insights and news, focusing on packaging that works for you and for the planet. If you're in the packaging space or interested in learning more about your everyday favourite items, consider following because I'll be posting every other Thursday. Today, we're unpacking closures and consumer behaviour. Closures, the lids and seals that cover the tops of bottles, sprays or dispensers, might seem like a minor detail, yet in the world of packaging design, they can make or break a product success. Because it isn't just functional, it's psychological. It's the handshake between a brand and a buyer, the first tactile experience that says, trust me, I'm safe, I'm premium, and I'm worth it. Think about it. When you pick up a luxury perfume, you expect the cap to be secure, yet easy to open and to feel solid. When it performs how you expect, it tells your brain this is quality. But if it rattles, comes off too easily, or feels light or cheap, your subconscious instantly doubts the brand, even before you smell it. This is called tactile feedback, and it's a powerful trigger in consumer psychology. Our brains equate weight, sound, and texture with trust and value, long before we even process the label. Designers know that first impressions happen in under 7 seconds. Colour, shape, and material all play a part, but it's the details, like the closure, that often seal the deal.
That was the worst joke ever.
For example, a matte finish cap signals modern sophistication, a glossy, transparent one communicates freshness, and a foil cap says safety, premium, and eco-friendly. These subtle cues build what marketers call perceived value, how premium something feels regardless of its price. A quick breakdown for you. Perceived value is defined as the balance between the benefits received and the sacrifices, such as price, time, or effort, made by their consumer. Studies show the higher perceived value leads to greater satisfaction and strongest purchase intentions, especially when consumers feel they are getting quality for the price they've paid. The influence of perceived value isn't limited to price alone though. It also includes emotional, social and functional dimensions which can all affect how consumers evaluate a product or service. But packaging doesn't work in isolation. It ties into a deeper behavioural loop, how consumers form habits, trust and brand loyalty. Once a product becomes a part of your routine, say your go-to shampoo or your signature scent, the design elements reinforce familiarity. You don't just recognise the logo, you recognise the feel of the product in your hand. That's brand memory at work. According to research in neuroscience, specifically Harvard professor Gerald Zaltzman's book, How Customers Think, Essential Insights into the Mind of the Market, he states that 95% of purchase decisions are driven by emotion, not logic. They take place in our subconscious mind, which is heavily emotion-driven rather than strictly rational. This conclusion is supported by other neuroscience research showing that the brain's emotional centres, such as the limbic system and amygdala, are activated during purchase decisions. And people with impaired emotional centres often cannot make decisions at all. So, the packaging you see on the shelves doesn't just protect the product, it communicates trust, consistency and desire. It can literally trigger an emotional response in consumers that subconsciously influences them to buy. For designers, this means the closure isn't just a finishing touch, it's a silent salesman. It's the moment where your design philosophy meets human instinct. And now, as consumers are becoming more eco-conscious, sustainability is rewriting the rules. The cap has to feel premium, function beautifully, and reduce impact on the environment. Designers are experimenting with single material solutions, lightweighting, and even invisible hinge mechanisms, proving that sustainability doesn't have to compromise aesthetics. Because when done right, responsible design can become part of the story and a reason to buy again. Behind every closure is a team of people who obsess over the design, functionality, shape and size of it, how it's going to perform and who's going to use it. Behind the scenes, talks are being had on accessibility, sustainability, supply chain survival and customer satisfaction. It's precision engineering meets psychology. They're not just designing a component, they're designing moments of connection. Because when the user's hand meets the cap and it just feels right, that's not an accident, that's empathy made tactile. So, next time you reach for a bottle, pause for a second. That small cap or seal that you twist, pop or peel is the result of decades worth of psychology, design and human insight. In the end, consumer behaviour isn't just about what we buy, it's about how we feel when we buy it. And in that sense, every cap tells a story. Pretty interesting, right? Drop your thoughts or questions in the comments and tell me, what packaging topic would you like me to unpack next? Until next time, take a look at our socials for more interesting news, innovations and behind the scenes insights. I'll pop the links in the description below for you. Until then, see you soon.